Appreciate your patience. Look, first off, we credit that team as a good team. It's going to play well. They obviously played well in situations down the stretch. You know, in terms of our own team, I'm proud of a lot of things we put in the field today. A lot of guys want to play the game. They showed up on the field today. We actually practiced. They were carrying over. Ultimately, it wasn't enough. You know, we've got to eliminate the mistakes that we make down the stretch. We can't allow a team like this to have extra opportunities. We can't rob opportunities from ourselves with breakdowns and focus. So we got to make sure we do a better job of that. In terms of the players themselves, we'll get them in, we'll clean up mistakes, we'll do well, and move on to the Raiders as soon as we get that done. That being said, we'll look at questions.
Joe, you alluded to it there, and I know one play doesn't determine the game, but for O'Shane to jump off in that spot and negate the interception, how frustrating is it to have kind of a mental lapse in that?
We just can't have penalties like that, point blank, or any penalties we have. And that comes down to, you know, how we execute on the field and make sure we coach them better, that doesn't happen again. So we've got to do a better job all the way around. But, you know, there were some situations that came up throughout the game that we got to make sure we eliminate, give ourselves a better chance to have success.
Joe, before Kadarius hurt his thumb, was he on a pitch count early in the game? It didn't seem like he was very involved offensively.
No, I wouldn't call it a pitch count, but we were kind of, you know, structuring based on how we did practice this week, things we were doing. We built him up as we were going through the game. So, you know, he had the hand issue, and then he was able to come back.
Joe, what happened on the timeouts there in the first half? You guys
The headsets are
using a lot of
No, we're having headset issues. It's happened in every game so far. So we deal with the league, and they keep telling us there's different software updates or whatever it is. But we had to call 2 timeouts today because we're trying to send the deals in personnel-wise, and you got half the headsets on good reception. So that's the issue right there. So we're trying to make sure we're in the right call. There were some other times we just didn't like the look. We want to make sure we settle down on. But the other ones, talking about with the substitution is right there, yeah, it's breakdown. We got to make sure the hardware works. So whatever the issue with that is, the people involved with that better get it fixed fast.
So was that, Joe, was that at the end of the last drive, like the last minute and a half of the second quarter, when it seemed like you guys were caught between maybe taking a knee there and also trying to get in field goal range?
Talking on the offensive part?
Yeah.
There were a couple scenarios. That one was more just kind of how things were playing out right there based on the situation in New York. But there were 2 times today where the headsets were, you know, an issue that we got to make sure that, you know, we'll start doing hand signals where we got to do it if we have to. We can't rely on the equipment, then we'll figure something else out. But, you know, we tried to actually at one point go back to the old equipment. They told us we weren't allowed to do it for whatever reason. But we didn't have issues really last year for the most part, so hopefully we figure that out.
Is that a home and away issue, Joe? Just
At every single stadium this year, home and away, I've had issues personally.
Is that your staff, or is it
I don't want to make this.
You said they have to fix it
I'd
fast.
say this: whoever's in charge of it, whoever the guy.
Who's in charge of it, though?
Look, Jordan, I don't know the exact answer. I don't think it comes more through the league or us exactly, but they better fix it fast. That's it. That's it. Look, I'll get you all the details and stuff later on who does all that stuff. You know, we get the communication back. We say, hey, listen, these things have been an issue, and then we get told they've adjusted this, they've done this, whatever it is. Like I said, we try to adjust and use different hardware. It hasn't been allowed, so we keep on moving on. Again, look, I don't want to make this about stupid headsets. That's not what this is about. You know, that wasn't the factor in the game. We got to do other things on our own to make sure we have success.
Joe,
What accounts for you guys being so disciplined for 3.5 quarters, and then in that final half of the fourth quarter, you know, the taunting, the illegal touch, the offside, where do all those mistakes come from all in a wave like that?
I don't have a blanket answer to that right there. I'm going to look at each one individually and make sure that we just go ahead and have all the techniques corrected and the guys making the right decisions at that moment in time. Obviously, we can't have this thing come up.
Pat, Joe, the Chiefs were obviously struggling on defense coming into this game. You guys held them to 20 points, but you couldn't win. How frustrating was it that your offense could not produce more points to get this game in your favor?
There's a lot of things in the offense that positive tonight. Strung some drives together. We knew the kind of game plan we wanted to play. We wanted to play on our terms tonight. For a large part, we did. You know, for a large part, we played the kind of game that we came in and said, this is how we have to play tonight. You know, offensively, defensively, and the kicking game. You know, we knew what kind of game it was going to be. It was a very talented team, very well coached. You know, we anticipated a lot of the answers they were going to have, and we had all kind of change-ups ready as well for what they were going to. So there was a lot of situation ball going back and forth, a lot of good coaching adjustments, a lot of good execution adjustments on the field. So in terms of how all 3 phases played, I'll wait till I kind of see the tape, get specific adjustments and changes. Like I said, there was a lot positive tonight. Obviously, it wasn't good enough for long.
Joe, if I could go back to a timeout question, it's not headset related. Why not use your last timeout with, I think it was like 2:35 left? And
Yeah, once you get under 2:46, you really don't want to use that last timeout because the way it plays out. So, you know, I started calling them earlier, obviously, and then we weren't able to stop them once they got the field goal range. So I held the last one for later situation. In terms of how we manage the time right there, you know, getting the ball back with a little bit over a minute, no timeouts. That's about what you're looking at right there. You can use the 4 after. There's kind of different ways of using it. We calculate about what the team time is going to be. There's kind of certain periods within the game when you're in that kind of format mode, they're trying to run the clock down and trying to stop and get back to the 2 drive there, that you want to be safe about when you're doing no call. A lot of it ties into if you use that last timeout, you force them to stop, and then the second time after that, you put 2.
Just a follow-up, Joe, was the timeout before that, was that a headset issue, or was that?
Those stop the clock.
Joe, big picture, why do you think your team struggles to finish wins late? Is it youth? Is it growing pains? How much of it is part of the growing process? Why is that happening?
Yeah, I'm more focused on, playing all 60 minutes of football and execute every play throughout it and not worry about, hey, this one little label right here. We got to do a lot of things along the way, put us in a better situation down that stretch right there. So we got to make sure we play, we finish games better by playing the first 59 minutes, 59 seconds the right way.
Joe, you've been in a situation this season where, you play to your special teams and for whatever reason, whether it's a bad punt or poor execution or a penalty, it's really let you guys down. For someone who takes as much pride as you do in special teams, how frustrating is it that you guys haven't been able to correct
We've also
this?
put our special teams a number of times artworks really benefit the team in terms of complementary football as well. So you got to go out there and you have to execute. Each situation's unique. It's different. You got to make sure that you have the right focus, the right technique, the right execution, every single one of them. So we're going to play to our defense at times, our special teams at times, our offense at times. I'm not going to hesitate to do that. Like everybody here gets paid, right? Every coach gets paid, every player gets paid. We're here, everyone's got to do their job. So when you're called, you've got to answer that call right there. So our special teams played very well this year for the most part. They've done a great job. One of our focuses in this game was eliminate their return game. They came out with 0 yards in a return game. This is an explosive return team. Some of their best offensive plays are their punt returns and kickoff returns. Our goal today was, whether it was through good situational punts and plus 50, or to be honest with you, ugly punts. There's a large element of you go into the game sometimes and you got to tell a guy like Riley of, hey, look, we want ugly punts tonight. Get them off their mark. Get them off their rhythm and their timing. Punt returners and kick returners love getting that ball when their feet are set in the ground, right? When they can time it up, they can hit that thing. And just like they practice it, where the blocks get back to a certain spacing, at the right timing, it all feels very natural. The way you can affect that is by having, moving the ball on kickoffs, moving the ball on punts, whatever you can do right there, and getting those specialists off their rhythm. So sometimes we go out there and we tell Riley, hey, look, we're going to win ugly tonight. We understand that sometimes it may not look as good in the stat sheet, or in the situation it may look like it's something not that great, but we're going to have them hit balls sometimes that are a little bit unconventional and get the other team out of rhythm right there. Put some pressure on them to execute.
So 2 of the punts for Riley that looked ugly tonight, that was the plan?
I can only really think of one that was probably all scheduled.
Well, the last one that he hit, it looked like you guys were setting up to try to pin him deep, and then not only did he hit kind of a knuckler out of bounds, but the play that Cam had the illegal touch.
That was more of a situation where we're looking to go ahead and flip the field position and put him pinned on back right there. We got to execute that better. We got to coach that better. We got to execute the play better.
How bad is Shep's injury?
I don't have a final diagnosis on it right now. Looked like he got twisted around by the defender on that penalty. I only saw, a brief replay of it out of the corner of my eye. So I was relying a little on secondhand information. So don't have a final diagnosis on where he's at. Obviously, he wasn't able to come back to the game. We'll see where he's at. Hopefully, it's not too bad.
So I asked you about a two-play sequence late in the first half there. Your 3rd and 4. Did Shep not run that route deep enough? And then why not go for it there when it's 4th and 2? Why did you just decide to kick?
I'll answer the second one right there in terms of the 4th and 2. The one we hit the field goal on right there. Yeah, because I thought points were going to get green. Our defense was playing good right there. You think about, for the most part of the game, it was the short field we gave them. They scored on. They had the one drive they strung together. So I was going to play to our defense a lot tonight. I had a lot of confidence how they're playing as a unit. They were running the ball. Part of our thing was, if you can make this team run the ball, take away the explosive plays and the shots over your head, that's really how you got to play this team. You got to be patient with it. You got to be committed to the game plan. You got to tackle them. We got to do a better job of some of those runs to make sure we don't let them have, more leaky runs right there. But overall, I was going to play to our defense tonight. And that was a situation right there. You had to keep accumulating points on a team like this. And you come in, and obviously it's a very well-coached team, very explosive team, but you can come in sometimes, shoot yourself in the foot by saying we got to score every point every time you get available, right? And you can go ahead and fall back on those analytic sheets we've talked about in the past where, okay, this is a situation because Vegas says it's the point spread, you've got to go for it, right? Ultimately, I would say that's not really what the factor in the game was. I think the factor is more situational execution, some things we got to clean up as a team. So in terms of how we play it, to the kicking game, to the defense and offense, manufacture some drives down right there. For a large part, it was how we 4th and 2. I talked through every situation in terms of, at the beginning of the drive. Okay, what am I thinking about going for right here? every time we get a new set of sticks on that first down, I'm always thinking, okay, what does it have to be for me to want to go for it right here? And I factor in everything right there. How's our defense playing? How's their offense playing? How are their top players executing right there? How can I go ahead and put the ball more in their court that they got to go ahead and beat us, as opposed to us giving them a short field and an offense like this? It's great when you go for it, right? And obviously we didn't get one short yardage right there, another part in the game. So you get to that point, and it's like, hey, look, we're going to play to our defense. Let's make them go on a longer field. I got a lot of confidence where our defense is playing right now. Those guys are doing a good job. Pat's calling a really good game right now. So we got to make sure we give our team an opportunity to have success. And sometimes, some people say it's aggressive to go for it. Again, I've said this before. Sometimes it's aggressive as well to say, well, we're going to punt and play aggressive with our defense. We're going to stop you, get the ball back, and then go ahead and finish on better field position with the offense.
Joe, does this loss change anything for tomorrow's trade deadline?
No.
All right, thanks,
Do you expect to be active?
I'm so focused on the game right now, Jordan. We'll kind of, see if any phone calls came in, anything like that. Right now, I'm just worried about getting these guys back tonight and get them back going right towards the Raiders. Okay.
Daniel, on that first drive, what happened on that interception? I mean, obviously that was a tough spot for that to happen, and they went and scored right after that. But
yeah, just a bad decision there. Should have kicked the ball out to the swing there. Just a bad decision.
What happened at the end of the first half on the 2-minute drive? Did you think you could, at the very end, throw a Hail Mary there?
Yeah, trying to set that up, and got to be better pre-snap, communicating some of those things, and making sure we're in a good situation, kind of executing consistently. But yeah, got to do better there.
Why do you think you guys lost tonight?
I think it was, I think mistakes we made, decisions. I think the turnover was a big deal. I think, third down, executing and keeping drives going. I think, got to keep the ball moving forward. I think, first play, got something moving forward and got the ball out of bounds, and then, kind of stalled after that. So got to get the ball out, get guys running, and keep it moving. Yeah, I think tough deal there. I didn't really have a great view at it. I think Eli was celebrating, and I don't think he meant that at someone particularly. So we'll look at it, and gotta be smart. Yeah, I think I think we, like I said, we did a lot of good things, and I thought we had an opportunity to win it there at the end, and we didn't finish. So certainly feels like a missed opportunity. Yeah, I think when you're in tight games and you don't win, it's going to come down to one or two plays. That's the way this league works. Playing tight games and winning it comes down to one or two plays also. So we got to do that. We've got to execute at critical points in the game. It's tough to see guys go down. I know how hard Shep worked to get back, and tough to see him go down. But we've had guys step up, and we got to keep doing that. We got good guys who can adapt, play different spots, smart football players. So got to keep doing that, and that's part of this game, part of how we have to be going forward.
How crazy is it? I mean, it's not normal. You can't do any bad stuff. Every one of them
it's frustrating, and those guys don't want to miss time. They're working working as hard as they possibly can to get back. So, got to trust it and stay at it. But, it's our job to prepare and prepare well to play with the guys who are up.
Logan, the range of emotions on that, the pick by Darnay and to realize the flag is out for the offsides. What did you see in that moment? Did you realize that the play was negated or not?
No, I didn't realize the play was negated. I was really excited for Darnay. Darnay's been working really hard, and we really played that game how we wanted to play for the most part. I mean, I think we had some costly penalties at the end that kind of hurt us, but not one play decided that. We still stood up in the red area at the end there, forced them three, gave our offense opportunity at the end. But, last week against Carolina, they're in that last minute, that last garbage time, fourth quarter. Darnay missed a couple of those. We're saying push wider, Nay, like you're going to get one. And for him to do it the next week, potentially help us win the game, it shows the growth there. So like I said, guys took stuff from practice and really applied it, and it showed. It wasn't perfect defensively at all. Improvement in the red area, improvement on third down. Held a really explosive offense in check for the most part. Just kind of beat ourselves with some of those penalties. If they were penalties, with some of those penalties at the end there were unfortunate.
How can the team show growth with those penalties and late game mistakes?
Learn from them, show better. The taunting. We've talked about that all. We talked about that. I've been talking about that all year. That's tough. Guys got to control their emotions and not do much, I guess. But I don't know about Tay's penalty. I didn't really see it. I heard it was ticky-tacky. The face mask on Tay, I didn't see it. I think he was going for the ball. So I don't know. I don't know how you tell somebody to do that any differently. You just got to take it what it is. Obviously, they're going to give the offense more chances in this day and age, and you got to respond and get a stop. And we did at the end, man. We held them to 3. Obviously, we held them to 0, but we held them to 3. And, we didn't win the game.
I mean, you guys probably would have won if O'Shane hadn't jumped there. So is that just like a young guy, eager? How does that?
I mean, I don't know. Our offense would have had the ball and would have potentially scored. We had to go back in there and do a 2-minute stop again with those guys. I mean, Mahomes is good at it, so who knows? Yeah, man, he's got a good hard count, and he got us. And we talked about it, and I'm sure O'Shane's going to talk about it. It's just unfortunate. I'm sure he wished he didn't do it, but it's something you got to learn from, and hopefully you learn from it, so it doesn't happen in the game. But it happened today, and that wasn't the end-all, be-all. Like I said, we had a face mask after that, and we had some other some stuff to drive to get them down there in scoring position, and then we got to stop. Keon coming in, put a package in for Keon crossing. He comes in, executes, gets a sack. So there's a lot of good things out there that we did. It just wasn't clean enough to have a winning performance.
Why do you think these costly penalties, I shouldn't say penalties, just say mistakes, these costly mistakes keep happening to this group?
I guess we're going to bring it back to early in the year. I don't know. Every game's different, man. Every game's different. I think guys are eager to make the play. You just need to have some better, poise, I guess, out there in the end. I mean, the stakes are high, and that's really it. I mean, it's not the same guy. It's not the same person. It's everyone kind of making their own. We don't all get a my bad. Unfortunately, we don't get that in this league, so it's got to learn from them. Got to do better. But like I said, we came out here and played how we wanted to play for the most part. We just didn't finish.
Logan,
Last one.
You played them when they're really clicking when you were with Tennessee. Were they really frustrated, the Chiefs? Did you sense that they're frustrated with how things are going?
I sense that we got them to play our game. I mean, we really showed the too high. Forced them to run the ball, which isn't a bad play against the Chiefs. Took away their explosive passes for the most part. Got on Kelsey, made him make a mistake. Did our best to contain Tyreek Hill. So I think we did a good job executing how you beat the Chiefs. I mean, that's it. Frustrated or not, I mean, that's just how guys play them nowadays, and we did a good job of playing them, similar to how some other teams play them. And, just didn't get enough to win. We can look at it as whatever we did okay, but at the end of the day, we had to lead in the fourth quarter. We didn't do enough to hold it.
James, when you look big picture now, you guys are obviously sitting where you're at. When mistakes by different guys in different games cost you wins early, and then you get to a night like tonight, does it make it hurt more knowing that this is yet another game that you're going to look back on and say, had we done this, or this, we'd be sitting with a different outcome?
We try not to look at the past too much.
But definitely this game hurt just because it's the next game that we played, and it was a Monday Night Football game, and we really need this game. And it was a really good team that we was playing against, so it definitely would have gave us some boosted our morale going into next week. So we're just disappointed that we lost this one. Of course, we made some mistakes. Just got to come in tomorrow and watch the film and correct those mistakes.
What is the morale right now?
We just got to keep fighting. We got to stick together. We know we're kind of in the hole right now, but we just got to keep fighting and stick together and fight it out, like fight out of it.
What was going through your head when Darnay got that interception and then it was called back with the flag?
Well, first thing when Darnay got the interception, I was happy for Darnay because that's a route that Darnay's been looking to pick off for a while now. So I was glad that he got the opportunity. But of course, just had bad luck on the play. We got an offsides penalty, so he gets negated. Did the work.
Does it feel just like the Washington game where you had the pick and then you guys were offside on the field goal and it's like?
It's very similar. We shot ourselves on both plays.
What did you guys do well to limit their big explosive plays?
We just made sure we played with a lot of depth because we knew they wanted to get the explosive plays over the top of the defense. So that was our main focus. Try to limit Tyreek Hill and Hartman outside.
There were a couple times, or I say a couple, but maybe more than that you looked like you were traveling with Kelsey. What kind of challenge was that for you? I would imagine you embraced that opportunity.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge. I just happened to be the corner on the backside, and he happened to be the primary guy that was most of the time lined up over there. So that was kind of my matchup whenever the call was called and he lined up over there. But I definitely took pride into this matchup. This is my first time matching up against a tight end, premier tight end in this league. He's a really good player. I'm just glad I was able to do well against him.
We'll take 3 more.
James, when does it start becoming too late that you're not getting results? Like you're playing well, you play the Chiefs well, but you don't get the results. When is it too late?
I don't know when it's too late. I think it's just too late whenever they say we're out of playoff contentions. But until then, they say that, we're going to keep fighting, and it's not too late.
Why do you think this team struggles to finish off wins? Is it youth growing things? Why is it?
I think we're just shooting ourselves in the foot, making bad mistakes in key moments. That's how we end up losing the games.
You're pretty much halfway through the season. How do you fix that at this point? If it keeps happening.
Just got to show up tomorrow, watch film, correct the mistakes. Really, that's the only thing you do. They can coach us. We go out there, we practice hard, and then we give our best effort on Sunday.
Can you take us through what happened on the play where you jumped?
Looking back, that's never a play you want to give up. I've been playing ball for a long time, and jumping off sides is never acceptable. Just looking to move on from it and, taking the next step.
What was going through your head, though, when you saw the yellow flag come out?
The same thing that goes through my head every time I see a yellow flag go out. Like it's not something you want to do or be responsible for. So, you just gotta, keep going.
Did the hard count get you in that situation, or were you surprised that you were caught offsides? Did you know right away, or was it one of those things after the fact?
I feel like, I'm not making no excuses or nothing. I thought, they had some movement on the offensive side of the ball, but my opinion don't matter. It's what the refs see. So I was offsides. I'm accountable for that. Like, it's never acceptable to do that, and it goes against everything we building as a team. So we're a team that we don't like to make mistakes, and that's something we really harp on, and I'm looking ready to make up for that.
Jay, did you have to apologize to Darnay, or did you have a conversation with him about that?
Yeah, of course, I definitely did. I talked to him. It could have been his first pick on the season. That's honestly what pisses me off the most about it. Because it's my dog right there. So it could have been a big play for him, but gotta move on from him.
So you moved when you saw in your mind someone else move on the other side.
I gotta go back and watch it on tape. I gotta see what actually went down. It's just.
What was Joe's message to you guys after a tough loss like this?
We just got to keep rolling. We play in less than 7 days. It's another team coming to MetLife, so we got to get ready and get on them.
How frustrating is this season for you? For you personally, you just haven't been able to make the impact I'm sure you want.
No, you just gotta keep rolling. There's a lot of ball left to play. You know, I don't really harp on the past or what happened. You know what I'm saying? I still try to look forward and stay positive.
Is it a challenge to stay disciplined in the pressure moments, like end game, when you're also really focused on trying to make a play as well and eager?
I don't think it's a challenge to stay disciplined. You know, it's just something you have to do. We get paid a lot of money to play this game, and you know, jumping on the side is something you can't do as a professional football player.
I mean, worked on it all week. More of just pitch me the ball and I just make a decision. You know? Got stepped on. I don't remember, but it just got stepped on. I came back out there to fight with my teammate.
You don't remember where you went?
No.
Are you good now?
Is this a frustrating loss?
I mean, yeah, we just didn't execute how we were supposed to. I mean, it is what it is. You know, maybe they got to come back next week and, you know, not do what we did this week, you know. I mean, just simple follow game plan, you know.
Obviously, you were able to come back for this game and then come back from the thumb, so you're seemingly okay. How tough is it to see guys like Shep out in addition to all these other guys that you have?
I mean, it's tough because, I mean, you want to go to war with your brothers at the end of the day. I mean, if they ain't able to go, I mean, you still got to step up. So, I mean, you know.
Darius, was your ankle okay? It seemed like they were limiting your routes early on before you kind of got on the field a little bit more.
Nah, I felt pretty good. You know, just getting back, you know.
Were you able to do everything that you would like to do?
Yeah.
You get a sense on that their defense, you know, people have talked about you a little bit now, that they kind of had an idea where 89 was and, you know, didn't want to prevent you from making those, you know, special plays and things like that.
I mean, I don't know. I played for the Giants. I don't know what their game plan was. I mean, at the end of the day, but we just didn't go out there and execute how we were supposed to. Simple.
How tough are these games where you guys get close and just aren't able to finish?
I mean, it's tough whenever you lose. I mean, you don't go to practice all week just to lose. So, I mean, it's pretty tough to deal with a loss, but at the end of the day, we just got to go back and correct our mistakes. Simple.
Why do you think these costly mistakes keep happening to this group?
What you mean?
I mean,
everybody make mistakes. What you saying?
You made mistakes in this, not you specifically, but the team that.
I'm saying everybody made mistakes. You know, they had holding penalties. We had holding penalties. Like, I mean, you're never gonna have a perfect game of football. So what you really asking?
Why do you think you guys are making more mistakes, right? You're ending up on the wrong end of it pretty consistently.
You know, I don't know. You know, mental discipline. I guess we just gotta stay sharp on what we're doing.
Any more for KT?
What did Randy Moss say to you?
He just said he was just ready to watch me play. You know, he was, you know, when you talking to a GOAT, you know, he just encouraged me. You know, he just wanted, you know, wanted me to go out there and just play my best. You know, he was excited to just watch me. You know.
What's that like for you to be able to, like you said, talk to the GOAT, or hear from him and have him say that, hey, I want to see you play?
I mean, it mean a lot, you know. I mean, because I grow up hearing about him and, you know what I'm saying, knowing what he did to this league, like impactful-wise. I mean, that mean a lot to me.
Did you know that he knew who you were?
I mean, I done had that kind of moment with a lot of different people, like OBJ. I seen him at the Cleveland camp, and he knew who I was. I mean, I'm kind of getting used to it now, so, you know.